When inquiring about moving your expensive ships across the map, whether that be as you move into null security space or as you redeploy your CTA ships, you'll often come across the suggestion that you use DR fraud to move your ship across to the target location. But what exactly is meant by this DR fraud, and how does it have anything to do with eating that scrumptious subscribe button? At its core, DR fraud allows you to instantaneously migrate ships and their fittings across the map with zero risk and only a little cost by taking advantage of the insurance system and the discounts provided by losses within Dormant Realms. Let's start by showing you the process that is DR fraud. First and foremost, jump into the ship that you want moving across the map and remove any contents you have from its cargo hold. This bit is important, and the game will prompt you that there is something in your cargo hold before you go in. Next up, head over to the Dormant Realm button in the station's menu. Select a realm, and any will suffice here, but I do recommend the second option before the Abyss, as it gets the ship destroyed much faster than Tidal Lock. Yes, destroyed. That is what we are doing here. As weird as it may sound, we first have to destroy your ship. Now select the fleet button and on the top right and create your own Dormant Realm fleet. Don't worry, you don't need to invite people to come along with you on this crazy adventure. We only need one person in that fleet, that's you. Now that you have your fleet of one set up, you may proceed into the Dormant Realm, and once inside, you can either sit still or fly around a little bit in like a headless chicken for a few seconds. Either way, it'll be over nice and quickly, and you'll soon find yourself back in the station. Head over to the Insurance tab, and you'll see an entry for the ship that you just lost. The ship can now be claimed in any station that you can dock in. So jump in an interceptor, autopilot to the station that you want this ship to spawn in, and redeem your ship there. So there are a few more bits to the process that we need to cover, of course. First and foremost, the ship you lose in a Dormant Realm, the first one that you lose, is discounted every week so that you only pay 10% of the ship's insurance value. The second ship is discounted to only a 20% insurance payment, and then every other subsequent ship that you lose during that week is refunded at the standard insurance rate of 30%. This is why ships are destroyed in Dormant Realms and not in open space, because of these discounts to the insurance system. These discounts are reset at the end of every week, on Sundays at 23:59 UTC. Well, technically 0000, but that timestamp is more likely to cause confusion with some, myself included. What's 1 minute if it cuts out the time zone confusion? Of course, there are other ways to save on the ship's insurance costs. Modules can easily be removed from the ship's fitting to cut down on its insurance value, and moved to the target location via the same interceptor that you'll likely be using to fly to that location to redeem the destroyed ship. So don't pay more than you have to. An exception can be made here for the nanocore. If it's a purple or golden nanocore, I would personally keep that fitted to the ship. If for some reason your interceptor is destroyed in transit, that nanocore is gone. It can't be repurchased off the in-game market for ISK, nor can it be recovered by the insurance system due to it being destroyed whilst in the cargo hold. Play this one safe and keep it on the ship. I promise it will be redeemed with the ship at the other end, unless there's a bug of course, but this kind of bug is much easier for customer support to be able to verify when looking at the logs. Another thing that's worth pointing out, if you haven't used insurance before, is that your ship is returned to you unfitted. That's referring to both modules and rigs. Yeah, rigs. This is an excellent opportunity for you to swap out those rigs without the cost if you so desire, start selling off those old ones. But there is some caution to be had. Integrated rigs are an exception to this rule. If a ship with integrated rigs is lost, only the housing for these rigs is recovered. So all of those dozens level 3 or level 4 rigs you invested when integrating rigs into your ships, they're gone. Poof, no coming back. I've seen it happen firsthand with Nightmare pilots in Dormant realms. It's not a bug, it's a part of the game's design to ensure at least some consumption of resources. So if your ship is integrated, the odds are your best option is to move the old-fashioned way with a scout and a cloak. And of course, when it comes to the discounts for capital ships, in case you're thinking about using Dormant Realm Fraud to move your capital ships, it can be done. I do not have the numbers immediately to hand at the recording of this video, but the discounts simply are not as good as you're going to get with sub-capital ships, and many players do instead just choose to move their ships the old-fashioned way and get a friend to light a cyno in specific locations. So I trust that you found this video helpful and stuck around long enough to hear the warning about the integrated rigs. If you have any questions remaining on the process, feel free to ask away in the comment section below. In the meantime, fly dangerously in New Eden.